sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. I wanted to give you a hero's welcome because you've done things that only wonderful people do. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This is Commissioner Rowe. I think everybody knows the Commissioner. Very good man to us. No red carpet, my apologies. But now, I quickly want to congratulate you because so many Nigerians being released from prisons in Italy. How many have you kept track? How many roughly have come out since you started your campaign?
I think it's about 56 of them now.
56?
Yeah.
Over how many? I think the last week there was an appeal, they freed some.
Yeah.
Prior to that.
And some in January.
Some in January.
Those are the ones that we know of because there are a lot of cases, like I said, over Italy.
Yeah.
That's ongoing because our campaign for the free to release the innocent Nigerians with trumped up mafia cases, really went viral.
Yeah.
After what we did in Lagos, the protest we did in Lagos at the Italian consulate in Lagos, and of course the one we did on the 1st of September at the Italian embassy in London. So the Minister of Justice actually wrote a letter to my lawyers acknowledging the receipt of those petitions, and we've not heard from them after that, but that means a lot. And then you start getting results from Italy, and anytime they free people, I get a call or it's on social media, and I'm glad that it's happening. At least our struggle,
it's paying off.
It's paying off.
The letter you received, was it from the Minister of Justice, Nigeria or Italy?
No, the Minister of Justice, Italy.
In Italy?
Yeah, the Italian Justice Minister.
To acknowledge your...
Yeah, Matacabra. I acknowledge the letter, the petition that we submitted at the Italian embassy.
Yes.
In London.
Yeah.
So they've seen the letter, they have sent an acknowledgement, and they will look into the case.
I know you cried to the Diaspora Commissioner, you cried to the ambassador in Italy. How would you rate the contribution of the other Nigerian institutions in helping these people get freedom?
Listen, my brother, to be honest with you, I'm disappointed. Still very disappointed. Disappointed as a commissioner then. I did not get this necessary support from the Nigerian government. A senior government official like myself, who was incarcerated without a visitation or a letter, from the Nigerian government. It's disappointing. And I said that before, and I still repeat it. The foreign affairs minister is a disappointment. And because if anybody in diaspora or abroad is arrested, whether the person committed that crime or not, it is the responsibilities of the embassy, vis-a-vis the foreign affairs ministry, to reach out to that person and say, okay, you've been arrested for this, okay, whether the person committed the crime, make sure that person have proper legal representative. Yes. It's important.
No matter what.
No matter what.
After all these great things you've done, we think you should be reabsorbed into government so that you can have a stronger hand to maybe negotiate, not just in Italy, in other places, to free Nigerians and help, the whole landscape of Nigerians imprisoned abroad. Where are we in terms of the Edo State government using your expertise and your new acquired challenge, if I say it like that? You put it in the system to say this can work for us.
Oh, well, I think, like I said, everybody has their priority, and my experience, my challenge, and, subsequent action is depend on what I want to do. And if it's not a priority for whoever is there, they don't see it that way. Mm-hmm. So, because like I said, we have agencies for this. And the recent people that have been released are sent it to the chairperson of the Nigerian Diaspora Commissioner, which of course I visited during the time I got back to Nigeria. And I'm sure she's aware of what is happening because she made some comment or replied to the message I sent to her. And, like I said, there are processes that this is supposed to happen. It's a federal domain. So if it's not a priority of the government to do, well, there's really nothing I can do. I've done my own part as an individual because of the promise I made and the vow I made to God while I was inside that this is what I'm going to do. And I'm glad that within a short while he's yielding results. So we'll continue working on that.
Have any intermediaries reached out to you on the federal or state level to let you know,
No, nobody have reached out to me, and I'm not surprised. So the thing is that we are getting results from the Italian justice system, which was the main focus of changing. But it would have been more beneficial if the government has actually joined me, or even taken up the responsibility to contact the Italian government and tell them this is the complaint, what is going on. That will help. Because the reason why I'm sure the justice system is changing now because of our protests.
It is.
You can't tell me there's otherwise, because this is the first time it's happening since 2016. A lot of Nigerians, a lot of people have suffered, being in prison, castrated for more than 5 years, 6 years on this same matter. I was the first person to have a head-on with them to say, no, I take the long trial, I'll bring the evidence you have against me, to prove your point, only for them to be bringing the first one that they call green bag.
I'm as elated as I am, I just have so many unanswered questions when it comes to you. We have been assigned a new commissioner for culture and diaspora affairs. Has he contacted you to, sort of like a handover to say, how you said the ambassador went in to find out the temperature of the Edo people in diaspora is still on the page you left it? Has the new commissioner come to you to say, Osaze, can you put me through how to communicate with these people?
No, with all due respect to the new commissioner, Dele Abaikan, I think, everybody has his own way of doing things. He just came back. I think the governor saw him in less than 2 weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, yes.
It's not, he hasn't settled down yet. So if he reaches out to me, of course, we will, share ideas and tell him things that we did. I'm sure, he knows what he's doing as well, because he's a diaspora, and I heard he came back from the US. And I hope and I pray that he will do better than what we did while we were there. That is our prayer. So
that is the prayer.
If he comes to us, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's fine. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, because there's already a roadmap set by His Excellency, the governor of Edo State, which they are going to follow. And I have no doubt that they will not perform even better than what we did during the first term of administration.
That is the prayer of everybody. But recently, just in the last month, I know you've just come from home quickly, you're passing through. There's been a lot of fighting amongst the governors of the PDP and the APC. Tell us what's going on there. Is this simply noise preventing the governor from working, or is the governor just getting on with it and working?
Which one, the governor of Edo State or the governor of Rivers State?
Edo State.
No, but the thing is, it's politics. So it's expected, even in this civilized world in UK, they still fight in parliament and all that. So it's not about interest. So if your interest is not met, people tend to, go out of hand and try to fight for it and all that. So, but I'm glad that they're resolving the issue now, because it has to go hot before it gets cold.
Yeah.
So whatever happened, the governor left APC for PDP. I'm sure a lot of things were not settled before he joined, and after he joined, most of the old PDP, legacy PDP, didn't think it was going to win. I have that belief they didn't think it was going to win.
These fights at home, you say this are political things, nothing to see here. It's just political up and down, it will settle itself. And what do you think? Is the governor working well as far as you can see?
Well, the government is doing very well, trust me. There is something that he's doing that people don't really see. And that is why I personally, believe in him, trust him. And I wish they will be giving time, rather than these distractions. I know people will benefit from it. The man is building institutional reform. And those are things that you cannot see. Just like this building that we're in now, we cannot see the foundation. And without the foundation, you can't have the structure. So he's doing a lot of institutional reform. He's doing a lot of things in Edo. And the ones that you can even see, a lot of them are there. The lighting up of Edo, my office, my former office, the structure there, the secretariat, is impeccable. It's beautiful. Then you have the Osaze plant. There's a lot of things that are doing, and a lot of roads that is being tied in the state, not just in building, a lot, even the road in my street. It's touching a lot of places. But I think, like I suggested to him and to Special Advisor on Media, they need to do more of publicity about the things that he's doing. Because by the time the media team is selling, or not propaganda, really showing the world what the government is doing, I think we will not be asking these questions.
Just a final word. I think your line of explanation does fit in with what we see. But final word, you have freed a lot of people from the Italian prison system with your campaign. I want you to remind them that you have gone through all this in order for them to come into the society as good citizens, as role models, and I don't know if you have spoken like that before. I've read about it, but please, officially, can you, because some people have attacked me that they may not know these people you don't know what they've done and stuff. So now that they've been given a second chance, it would be good to hear from who fought for their freedom, to say, you are here, whether you did, whether you didn't do, we all have one, we expect you to be role models. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. First, again, let me thank you for what you did. It's almost a year now. I think my first interaction with you from when I was incarcerated was around the 2nd or 3rd of May 2021, and I told you that in 2 weeks' time I'll be getting my verdict and I'll be free. I saw the interview on YouTube and I saw a lot of comments, people even insulting you and saying all sort of things. Well, God has proved them wrong, because there's actually 2 weeks I got my freedom, spoke to you, and that's why I elated you are. Like, you'll be vindicated as well. And what I'm doing, I'm not an activist. It was just what I saw there during my incarceration, saw the injustice melted down on Nigerians, and now the corrupt Italian prosecutors were using us as modern day slavery, because the European Union is paying their money for fighting mafia, and they finished fighting their own mafia. They now descend on these Nigerians. These Nigerians, 80% of them are from Edo. They go through, you can't blame them. Because there's no job in Nigeria, they take risk, go through the Mediterranean Sea, through Libya, which is very, very discouraging, and the governor of Edo State did a lot to try to discourage them and fight them, so that they don't risk their life. I call it suicide mission. They go through the sea, eventually get to Italy, and once they get to Italy, there's no job. And even the Italian system, they do not integrate them. We are lucky to be in UK or America, whereby when you come, you get a job, get integrated, get school and all that. But it's difficult there in UK. So these boys end up joining those boys they met there and doing what they do. And from Nigeria, you call a friend, we live communal life, this is where the friend is staying, you join them to do what they're doing to survive. Yeah. And they end up spending time mostly on the garden, selling marijuana, fighting themselves, drinking beer, constituting a lot of nuisance, which is painful. But again, they still carry their, whatever they call themselves, fraternity they do in Benin or in Nigeria, to Italy there and start misbehaving and fighting themselves, which is very wrong.
This was it.
I am not a member of any fraternity. I'm not proud of it, and I don't even encourage it. So, but the prosecutor mistakenly arrested me, and mistakenly arrested me and said I was a member of the fraternity because of the meeting that I attended in Italy in 2013. So, but my case now proved to them that there was a lot of injustice on this matter. Because you cannot call me a criminal without showing the crime that I committed, or even bringing evidence of the crime I committed.
But so all these boys now that have been released, you think they just go back into the Italian system?
Well, I don't know them. Yeah. I don't know them. I have no clue of who they are. What I knew, because from the case file there when I was there, I saw that there were over 300-400 Nigerians who were still in prison, Italian prison, for this same crime. And I knew that with even my own case, that those crimes were not committed. That's why the Article 416 means. Yeah. So, but it's a lesson for those guys that fight on the streets. It's a lesson, cultural change, and lesson for them to know that they cannot misbehave, just like the way they do in Benin. And of course, we will discourage them.